Among us, there are sounds. Sounds are everywhere. But at the moment, do you hear that? That is the sound of silence. And as a parent, that sound to me is magical. Anyway, today's lesson is all about the magic of sounds and how sensational sounds can be. And in fact, just hearing a sound can evoke emotion. Just hearing a sound can make you think of a picture. Sounds are really important for me. For example, this sound is what wakes me up in the morning. And this sound is what tells me my soup is ready to be taken out of the microwave. And this sound is the sound my brain makes when I'm trying to solve a particularly difficult maths question. Scary. Very scary. Anyway, let's dive straight in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play you 17 sounds. 17. That's a really odd number, isn't it? Why didn't I pick 15 or 20? I think it's because I'd like to be 17 again. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, what I need you to do is get a piece of paper and a pen and write 1 to 17 in a list down the side, from top to bottom. I guarantee you are going to recognise a good number of them. As soon as you hear the sound, write next to the number what you think that sound is. Because I bet immediately you'll see a picture in your mind. Because that's the magic of sounds. They can create that picture in your mind. So you're going to hear 17 sounds, and then I'll give you the answers and let's see how many you get right out of 17. Good luck. So, let's look at these sounds in a bit more detail and let's see how the sounds work. Why do they make our emotions change? Why do they bring a picture to our mind? I'm going to start with the pointless sound we heard earlier on. And in fact, we're going to look at both of those. Now, the first sound is when someone gets a pointless answer. And of course, that's the idea of pointless, is you think of such a good answer that no one else has thought of it. Now, when that ticker goes down, you'll notice something happening to the sound. Does anyone think they know musically what is going on there? Right, hopefully you've had a bit of time to think about that. Well, if you listen to that sound, you'll hear actually, as the ticker goes down towards naught, the pitch is going up ever so slightly. It's gradually increasing. And what that is doing, as the pitch rises, it's making your heart beat a little bit faster. It's bringing the suspense out. It's actually making us think, is this going to be pointless? Is this going to be pointless? Is it going to go all the way to naught? Really clever, and a really clever way that you perhaps wouldn't have thought to actually make the audience feel what the contestant is feeling. Is that answer going to be pointless? A really clever musical way of doing it. And actually, the volume, the dynamics aren't necessarily changing. It's just the use of that gradual pitch going up, which is getting your heart to beat a little bit faster. Now, who can tell me, what about the pointless incorrect answer when that big red cross comes up? What musically happens there? Let's have a listen to it. Okay, what do you think's happening there to make it feel like you've got it wrong? Well, to me, this reminds me, I know in a very strange way, of what happened with Homer Simpson earlier. We heard his don't, and actually it's like that doomph sound. And that doomph sound is almost like that, oh, I've got it wrong. So again, musically, they're doing something really clever. They're giving you a sound that makes it feel like, don't, I've got the answer wrong. But also, interestingly, the pitch is the opposite. For the correct answer, the pitch was gradually going up. For this one, you can hear it dives down. So it's that don't, but also the doom, going lower and lower and lower, sinking to your feet, as if your head is dropping because you got the answer wrong. Really subtle, but really clever way of using sound motif. Now the next thing we're going to look at is probably one of the most popular sounds at the moment, which was the sound you heard right at the start from Among Us. Well, actually, that sound is really important and really clever. What they're using on this sound is a gradual crescendo, which means gradually getting louder, and then a diminuendo, which means gradually getting softer. It's really quick, but you hear that wah sound at the start, which goes up and then down. Let's hear it. And again, that's adding to suspense. So you can hear the suspense of that rise and fall. And of course, this sound is at the very start of the game when you find out if you're an imposter or if you're a crewmate. And it's actually adding to the suspense what will happen. But also, if you hear, there's that little tap just after, which makes it sound like there's space to it. And of course, it's set in space. So the reason for that little tapping is just to make you feel like you're out in space, you're in the open. You're not safe at home where you actually are. And of course, it's giving us that fuller sound and that sound of trepidation. What is going to happen next? So, it might just feel like a sound, but actually, it's giving us an emotion, it's making us feel something. And that's what music does. At the start of Mario Kart, you hear the 3 beeps, and then you hear as they go off. Those 3 beats in your head make you think 3, 2, 1, go. It's not actually someone saying those numbers out loud and the word go. It is just sounds. But again, a clever use of how a sound can put a picture in our head. Now also something I want to talk about is sound logos. We know lots of famous logos. Let's flash some up here for you. There we are. Lots of logos that we see, graphically drawn logos that immediately make us think of something. Well, it's the same with sounds. You can make sound logos. So a very important sound logo is the Intel sound logo. Another sound logo is the PlayStation 4 sound logo. And even the trash logo on computers, which sounds like this. And of course, that sounds like the scrunching up of paper, and it's made to make you think of that logo immediately. So you know when you've put your rubbish away in the trash, it sounds like trash, so it's gone. Scrunched up, you won't see that again. And of course, sometimes that might be a big fail, and you think, oh no, I've lost my document now. So again, these sounds have an emotive response. So exciting. What I want you to do, this is a cool lesson. You are going to create your own sound logo or your own sound for a character of your choice. So what I want you to do is think about a famous character from a book, a famous character from a film or a television series, or you can just think of something you want to make a sound for. And of course, you want that sound to be a sound that people remember, that sticks in their heads. So have a little bit of time to think about what you could be creating your sound for. But you need to think about these things. You need to think about the pitch. Is it going to be a high-pitched sound? A low-pitched sound? Or, like the pointless one, is it going to go gradually higher or gradually lower? What are the dynamics going to be? Is it going to be a loud sound? Or is it going to be quite a soft sound? Which actually, in Among Us, that little tap is quite gentle. So you've got pitch and dynamics, but you could also think of tempo. Is it going to be fast or slow? So you've got 2 things to think about. 1, the character that you're creating the sound for, and 2, what the sound is going to be. I'm going to give you a couple of examples here just to give you a little bit of help on the way. Okay, so my first sound is actually going to be for this character. It's going to be for the Trunchbull in Matilda. Now the Trunchbull is a large, dominating character. She's a nasty piece of work. She locks children in the chokey. So I need my sound to represent that character. So it needs to be a large sound, it needs to be a dominant sound, it could even be a similar sound to the crashing of the choky door as a child is locked inside. So I need to think about that when I'm creating my sound. And here's what I came up with. So Trunchbull's footsteps. I'm going to use a brush. It's a bit mucky. And a paint pot. Could go like this. Boom. There you go. There's a really simple idea. And my second person of interest, well, those of you who know me know I'm a big football fan and I'm a big fan of Coventry City. And one of the best players at the moment is a player called Gustavo Hamer. He's our midfield maestro, scores the odd cracking goal as well. So I want to create a sound for Gustavo Hamer when he's cracking a good shot from 25 yards into the top corner of the net. So I need a sound that shows the speed of the shot, the velocity of the shot, the quickness of the feet. So it's going to be a quick tempo as opposed to the Trunchbull, which might have been quite slow. It's going to be quick. It could be high pitched as that ball raises into the top corner of the net. So I'm thinking something fast, maybe going from low to high, but quick with that raise of the pitch. So here's what I thought about for Gustavo Hamer scoring. Hello! So, Gustavo Hamer is Brazilian and they have a nice samba sound when they play football, but I don't have an agogo on me. I do, however, have a random brush here, a kitchen implement and a stepladder. Let's see. So let's make the sound of Gustavo Hamer. Football, why not? Add a bit of cushion. Hope you enjoyed that lesson today. As always, like and subscribe, and please share these videos with your friends because I hope there's lots of things that will get them excited about music. Because remember, education isn't just about maths and English, so it's really important that music is part of that. You need to have a rounded knowledge in education. So do share these videos and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.